Chapter 14. The psychosocial domain is the broadest developmental domain, encompassing affective elements of emotional, social, creative, and spiritual growth, emphasizing development of a sense of self and identity. Psychosocial development is at the center of the early childhood curriculum. Planning for emotional, social, creative, and spiritual growth involves an understanding of how each develops in the young child and how they are interrelated. Curriculum development for psychosocial growth calls on teachers to play a supportive role, facilitating children's involvement with the materials and each other. Only then can children discover themselves, explore their relationships, develop the ability to use their imagination and resources, and explore deeper questions of self and spirit. Children learn many skills in these areas as they interact with each other, with adults, and in the environment. The central elements of children's emotional growth involve the development of emotions, the skills of dealing with feelings, handling change, exercising judgment, enjoyment of power and resilience, and effective approaches to curricula that teach these skills. The central elements of children's social growth involve the development of social competence and peer relationships, and the social skills of social intelligence and those learned with adults and children, both with peers and as an individual, and effective approaches for curricula that teach these skills. The central elements of children's creative growth involve the development of creativity and its expression through the arts, as well as creative skills of flexibility and fluency, sensitivity, imagination, originality, risk-taking, using self as a resource, and gathering experiences and effective approaches for curriculum that teach these skills. The central elements of children's spiritual growth issues are the separation of church and state, matters of right and wrong, life and death, peace, education, and nature, as well as how children are spiritual resources themselves. Emotional intelligence is a special topic of psychosocial curriculum. Goldman's work in the late 1990s, and neuroscience discoveries in the early 2000s has helped to find a new kind of intelligence and mechanism for observing and modeling these skills. The capacity for recognizing feelings of self and others and for managing emotions well within the self and in relationships to other people is best learned in a social context. 5 basic competencies within emotional intelligence are self-awareness, self-regulation, motivation, empathy, and social skills.